Live. Excited to be here with you guys today. I hope I wasn't just sitting there shaking my head at my producer. We're excited to be here with you guys. It is the finale of season 2. We want to thank you guys for being with us for another season. Season 1 started. I didn't know where we were going with it. I didn't know how many episodes. We did over 100. I don't think that's a normal season. But we came back with season 2. We also added Lucas Live News during that time. And it's just been a great, great joy to be a part of this. And we want to thank everybody. And whether you're watching live or by replay right now, we ask you to share this broadcast. We have 2 great guests today. It's so exciting for me because they are family to me. Not biologically family to me, but you can't tell me they're not family to me. My first guest, which you guys will see in just a minute, is Dr. Anthony Rhodman. I met him through the process of doing my show in season 1. And from the day he was on my show, I don't think we've gone more than 2 or 3 days without talking since then. I've learned so much from him. And we've built a true brotherhood. And I'm so excited to talk to him again today about all the things he has going on. And then I have my little sister. I've never had a little sister. And I mean, I've had sisters and people who've come to my life and I'm like, oh, those are my sisters. And I do have a sister. Shout out to my sister, Jovan. But Danielle is somebody who's always been special to me. Danielle Williams will be here, owner of the True Body Company. I'm so proud of her and the business she's built. And she's going to talk about it today. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to hear all about it. I even have some nice products right here. I'm not supposed to be probably showing this stuff. I'm going to put some stuff. I got some stuff to put on my elbows if I need to. It's right here. I got the shea butter, the whipped shea butter. So we're excited about it. Thank you guys who are here. Tyler, thank you for being here. Kareen, thank you so much. So excited to have you. The lovely Jay Rhodman, the wife of Dr. Anthony Rhodman, is here today. Thank you guys. We see you guys jumping in. We appreciate it. Make sure you share this broadcast. We'll be right back after this quick intro. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Lucas Live. All right, and we're back. That was so fun. I love that intro. Shout out to my wife, Kareen, the queen, that made that lovely intro. She's also made all our wonderful commercials. Season 2 has been really special because we added commercials this year. I know a lot of people are like, you got commercials on your show? I'm like, yeah, we got commercials, right? We took control of our media, which was so fun. I know a lot of people out there are waiting on YouTube or Facebook or somebody to say you're special or you have enough followers or viewers for them to monetize your channel. We took control, and we want to thank our great sponsors who believed in us in this stage that we're at now, believing in the exposure that they're going to get, believing in the brand we're building, and we thank them and we support them, and we're excited about what's to come in season 3. We got some fun stuff coming up. We're building a website right now. We're going to let you guys know about some fun and games that are going to be coming soon, and we're going to keep doing the news. We're going to take a few weeks, but we're going to be back with the news, and then we're going to do some other cool things we're building. We're working on it. And we're going to talk to you guys more about what's to come. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break here, and then we are going to be on with my good friend, my brother, my mentor, Dr. Anthony Rhodman here in just a second. Make sure you share this broadcast. We'll see you guys in just a second.
Transform My Industry Challenge. We want to help you understand how to not just be a part of the industry, but to transform the industry. We want to help you get the mindset and the mentality, not just to go with the mainstream, but to create a mainstream. We want you to become a trendsetter. We want you to become a pioneer, and wherever you go, you shift the culture that you're around. So we want to help you get the mindset of how to transform your industry.
All right, and we're back with Mr. Dr. Anthony Rhodman. It's funny I call him Dr. Anthony Rhodman. I call him Ant for real. We ain't all that formal. How you doing today, my man?
Man, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. I could not land the plane on season 2 without having you on.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
you were a life changing guest from season 1, my man. I can't even describe how my life has changed since we met on season 1. And I want to thank you for everything you've done for me and my family. And today I want to talk a little bit about some things you're doing on the In God's Image side. I want to talk a little bit about that. People may have seen us. We do a couple shows together, right? We do
Yeah,
a couple shows.
that's a little bit.
We do a show or two, right? And we do one called In God's Image Live, The Truth Revealed, Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific time. And we go into the truth
Yeah.
of God, right?
Yes,
Like
we
we
do, and it's freeing and it's great because it's for anybody to come to that wants to learn more, ask questions, even they have things they don't agree with. Bring your questions so we can just share. It's all about getting the truth.
that's that's big because a lot of times we joke about it because it's like you go to church and the pastor preaches or whatever you call them, preaches, teaches, and all they keep asking for is agreement. Like, can I get an
Yeah.
amen? Do you agree with me? And nobody can be like, nah. You can't be like, nah, bro. I don't know what you talking about. You just gotta
They
agree.
had to usher take him out like, excuse me, sir, you need to leave. This is not for you.
Hey, who do you think you are disagreeing? Somebody dragged that brother out the back. He's obviously a heathen. Get him out of here. So,
Exactly.
but on our
Everybody
show,
start praying
IGI
for the
Live,
brother.
right? Right. On our show, we welcome questions, we welcome concerns, we welcome people to be curious, and we answer questions live on the show. So we invite people to that. And I think that's so important. So I just want to talk a little bit about that journey. And you also have a new class that you started recently. I also want to talk a little bit about some heavenly currency, which I don't even know if it's
Yeah.
a term that people have even heard of. But when you think about in God's image, for somebody who's like, well, what is in God's image? If you guys are talking about in God's image live, what is this community? What is this thing that you are the that you are the leader of? I want to say founder, but I know God founded it really. But
Exactly.
what is in God's image?
I'm just an overseer over it. And in God's image is literally a manifestation of God's family on earth. That's all it is. The reason why it's called in God's image because God told me He wants to remind us that we are made in God's image. And that's why the website is We Are God's Image. So we can remind ourselves that all of us together, we are all God's image.
Right.
So it's a family that's created a community that's coming together to expand God's kingdom on earth and God's family. So the whole point of it is to remind us to give us information so we can come together and be able to fulfill our work, our calling, our assignment, our purpose, and to experience God's will, experiencing heaven on earth. So that's the whole point of In God's Image.
Woo, and we talk about some real stuff on the show.
Yeah.
And when we first started doing it, we have a podcast that we do that you guys can also watch called The Final Answer. Success Epitomized presents The Final Answer. And then we do In God's Image Live, The Truth Revealed. When we first started doing IGI Live, I came to you with it, right? So I'm doing shows and stuff, and I'm like learning from you. You're teaching and doing these things, and I
Mhm.
started coming closer, learning. And I'm like, what do you think about doing a show? And you were like, yeah, you were real cool about it, real laid back. But
Yeah.
the reality is, you knew that you and God had already talked about doing a show. Talk to us about that,
Yeah, because I did the show a year prior by myself.
right?
But I was just pretty much doing like questions that people might have, like the hardest questions people don't like to address. But what made it better was to be able to interact with you, and you can actually be the voice of the people, and I can actually give the questions that most people have, the answers to those questions most people have. And a lot of people have these questions. They're always in these circles, these church services, these Bible studies, and they have these questions. A lot of people just say, just have faith, or there's just some things we can't understand, or
Yeah.
you got to understand what God says no, or you just don't believe enough. And you're
Mm-hmm.
like, but I need to have questions. I got questions that nobody can answer. And some people are like, well, you don't question God. God works in mysterious ways.
Right.
But God told us there's nothing that's hidden that won't be revealed. There's nothing in secret that won't be made that will be made known. He says that the anointing He placed upon us will help us know all things. So the truth can be revealed, and the truth can set us free. So The whole point of it is to help us get the truth and let it be revealed and remove this ideology that we can't know. God says, anyone lacks wisdom, ask, and God
Ask.
will give it to us.
Right? We've heard that over and over, and a lot of times we fail to ask. A lot of times we believe this thing that God is mysterious. And as I think about it, and this is something I learned from you, I've like really thought about it as a parent. There's nothing that I know that I don't want my children to know. And there's
Yes.
nothing that, and especially when it comes to what I want them to do. It's not like I'm not going
Yes.
to teach you how to do the dishes, but I want you to do the dishes. I'm like, and they're like, Dad's so mysterious about the dishes. Like, why would I do that? Right? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So, God is not
Exactly.
trying to be mysterious to us. He's mysterious because we block ourselves from knowing him, right? We don't really
Mhm.
engage the process of getting to know a God that's like, I'm here. I'm trying to show you who I am. All creation is trying to show you who I am, and you're denying
Exactly.
me.
Exactly. And that's what's going on. It's like we have created a false ideology of God's nature and character and not understanding that God wants us to come closer. There's nothing that God won't come closer. Now, God might tell you something you're not ready for. Like when your kids ask you something, you tell them, they be like, I don't understand. Like you will one day. It's
Right.
not that you won't tell them, they just don't have a concept of what you're talking about. And that's what we try to help people get those concepts so people can understand and come closer to bridge the gap between the reality and life they've been living and the life that God wants them to live.
Right. I love it. I love it. So it's truly been life changing. Shout out to my guy, Marquise Watkins. He was one of the guys balling with us. When you came to town, we went to the Y, and he's saying he can cross somebody up. I don't know. He didn't know. He didn't know about your balling days, you
I
know.
wasn't ready. See, what had happened was, right?
Right? Ball isn't life anymore. It was once upon a time.
I just had to make sure I didn't come home hurt. My wife was like, "You better not come home hurt."
That's all
So
you do. You can lose the
that was
game,
fun. I
but you
haven't
better not
played
come
in
home hurt.
years. That was fun. I got to come back and do that again.
It was so fun. It was so fun. It was so fun having you. So to everybody out there who's interested in knowing more about this, one, we want to invite you guys. It's just come check it out. Like a lot of times, maybe you don't want to get up and go to service, or you haven't got up and go to a church, or you feel this calling of God, and you may have even been in a church, or you're in a church, and you're like, there's some stuff that just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know why they keep talking about everybody can be successful, and I'm struggling so much. Like, nothing makes sense. Does God care about business? Does God care about my success and other things? Does God care about my hopes and dreams? Or is there just like this one calling of, I got to go preach the gospel for the rest of my life, and I can't do anything that I enjoy? People get caught up, and people literally walk away from the whole thing because the truth isn't really there.
And that's what you just said is we've been telling people to get out of the places God placed them in to come to a building, and they're dying with the seed of the gifts and talents and the passions they've been given. They're supposed to take God into. God told us to go out into all the world, and we're staying in our neighborhood, in our building, and we have to change it. But to go out, we have to be equipped and discipled and trained to go out. And that's one of the issues that we're having is we're we're making a decision to follow God, but we're not being trained, equipped of how that works. So we want to help train and equip people to be able to go out into the world and make a difference.
I love it. I love it. And it's definitely made a difference in my life. And I feel so much. They say the truth will set you free. I feel so free. We're in the middle of a
Yeah.
pandemic. I'm not afraid of sickness. I don't
Yeah.
fear death. I don't fear poverty. I don't fear people. I remember when I was a kid, one of my
You're a
favorite
dangerous man.
scriptures.
You don't fear those things. You're a dangerous man.
Right. If you don't fear that, it's like, what can you do? If Psalm 118:6 says, what can man do unto me? And I remember me and
Yeah.
my friends as teenagers found that scripture. And like me and two of my friends, we was like, yeah, we went about everything with that attitude. Like we'd be going
Yeah.
to the basketball court. Like, what can man do unto me? What can we looking at each other? Psalm 118:6, like it was a play on the basketball court
Yeah.
or something. Run that 118:6. We about to get him.
Run that
Right?
back. Run that back.
Run that back. So we had this boldness, but over time you start to lose that because you feel like man starts to do stuff. Like
Mm.
like your job don't go right, or relationship don't go right, or something doesn't go right, and you start to feel pain, and you're like, well, people can do stuff to me because that broken relationship caused me pain, or that job
Mm.
situation caused me pain, and you start to create a theology around it, and I think we start to really start to doubt whether that's true. But I know now that's 100% true, and I don't have to fear
Yes.
anything, right?
Yes. And we give them that power. That's the part we have to remember is we're the one that gave them the power to hurt us. So they can't do it unless we allow them or give them the authority to.
Whew.
To the rich, remember who we are. That's why it's called In God's Image, to remember who we are.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now let's talk about a topic that you are currently doing a mentorship group for,
Mhm.
and people out there may be interested in knowing more about this. Please reach out to me. Reach out to Dr. Rhodman if you're connected. Amanda, my producer, my wife Corrine. Reach out to one of us if you're interested in knowing more about this. We're going to talk a little bit about this. You're doing a mentorship program on heavenly financial literacy, and people don't halfway have regular financial literacy down. And you're talking about, what does heavenly financial literacy mean? I mean, is it just about giving the church more of your money? What are you trying to do here? What are you talking about? What is heavenly financial literacy?
Well, heavenly financial literacy is something we're trying to help train people to get back in God's kingdom and God's system, structure, and order. We're trying to help people understand the real resources and the real currency and God's economy. See, a lot of us been trained and we've been raised up in the system called the beast,
Mm,
right? We're looking for signs and stuff for us to see if we're going to get the mark of the beast. And unawarely, a lot of us are already in the beast.
wow.
A lot of us already have taken the mark,
Mm.
and we're already
And we're not
subjected to
just, we're not,
serving
and people think
idols.
it's like a vaccine or something. It's not, you're talking about
No.
before a vaccine, before all that. You're talking about people been took the mark. People are actively, we talk about a mark of a beast, but we don't talk about what the beast is. So how do I know I'm getting the mark of something if I don't even know what that something is? Like, what are we even talking about?
Exactly.
And you're talking about the beast. When you say the beast, real quick, apologize for cutting you off. When you say the beast, for
Mhm.
those that don't know, what do you mean? What is the beast?
Well, the beast is the system that a lot of us been raised in, the system we've been raised in that the ancient serpent created that makes us grind and have to work hard, hard work and dedication. We got to remember that hard work came after the curse, right? That we grinding, bearing with your bare hands, and no sleep team, no days off. All that are philosophies to function in the beast.
Mm,
And the beast is a system. And like the scripture said, there were four beasts. There's four systems that actually are malfunctioning duplicates that's trying to copycats, not duplicates, copycats of
mm,
God's systems.
right,
And because we don't know God's systems, even we come to God, no one tells us what to do. So we just go back to the beast and we stay in this rat race over and over again. And we're working in this beast, trying to make money, which is a graven image that God told us not to serve or bow down to.
mm,
And it's causing us to malfunction. And we're asking God to bless us in something God's not in.
mm,
So we're working for true heavenly resources and currency because we don't understand. Now, think about it. When people get money, what are they looking for? Time,
right,
right?
yep,
They're looking for freedom.
yep,
They're looking for
security,
peace,
right,
security.
right,
All those are the heavenly resources that people are looking for that money can never give you.
right.
Keep working for money and see that you don't get more time. It takes more time away when you're in the beast.
That's true.
So if I can get those resources without money, those resources will bring money to be able to conquer and slay the beast.
That's that's incredible. Like, to think that, one, you can get resources without money, that you could get the thing, right? We're always trying to get the
Yeah,
money to give to the people so they give us the thing. And God is like, I own everything. Like, I'll give you the house, the
exactly.
car, I'll give the food, I can give you the stuff that people are exchanging money for. And then we see wealthy around the world trying to hold on to the things. They're trying to
Yes,
buy the land and the resource and the property, and we keep exchanging, buying stuff, missing out on the fact that real ownership is in owning the stuff, not passing this paper around that we printed out ourselves anyway.
exactly. And people in the beast are looking for God's heavenly resources and currency.
Anyway, right.
They're looking for it anyway. Think about it. Everyone loves the story of Solomon, but Solomon didn't ask for money. Solomon asked for wisdom to be able to take care of his people. That's the heavenly currency, wisdom.
Right.
And people from the beast came to bring them their resources to get this heavenly currency that he was given.
That's huge.
I just seen Master P say something that was fascinating to me. I haven't heard too many people say this, but he was explaining what I just talked about. He said, I never pray for money, I pray for wisdom. See, he's
Wow.
praying for the real currency, the real resource. and the other currencies will come with it. They'll be drawn to it, attracted to it. God said, I'll give you the seed to sow, the bread for food. I will give it to you.
I love it. One of the concepts you taught is that people say if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach a
Yes.
man to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life. The theory is, the fable goes, the better thing to do is to teach a man how to fish, a man or
Yes.
woman how to fish, so they can then feed themselves. You said in
Yes.
God's kingdom, in God's system, he does both. Can you explain that real quick? Like, that's a
Yes.
fascinating concept.
See, God does both. God said, I'll give you the seed to sow and the bread for food. So God will give you the food to nourish you so you can be fulfilled while I'm teaching you. It's hard to learn on an empty stomach.
That's true, right? You trying to
So
learn
God
to
said,
fish
I
and you
will feed you
starving.
in. Exactly. I'm starving. I don't know what you talking about in that third step, but can you get a fish already?
I'm
Can
off
you
this
get
boat, man. I'm about to go. I'm about to swim back to shore. I'm done with you.
and anybody knows fishing, they take some time.
Right, right.
Right? Now, that's the part is he said, I will give you the food and I will teach you how to fish. And because we understand this, the beast makes us work for the seed and the food. So
Mm,
we're working for provision. And God said, I will give you provision. That's a birthright in our kingdom.
right.
That's a
I love
birthright
it.
in a family. You get food and the seed. If you have the seed, that's provision. Provision means before the vision. I will give
Mm.
you the seed before the vision, which is the harvest. I'll give it to you.
That's incredible. Incredible, incredible stuff. So I want to thank you again for your knowledge, wisdom, and insight, for everything that I've learned. I went through it. It was tough. Like, you told me that we have to learn to get off of money. And I'm like, I don't know what this dude is talking about. I can rock with him on a lot of stuff. But this thing about not constantly thinking about, I work for myself, right? I'm self-employed. I'm an entrepreneur. All those thoughts meant I had heard all this grind, grind, grind. What are you talking about? I got to grind, grind,
Yeah,
grind, buddy. Like, sounds nice what you're
that's the
saying, but I got to grind to get it. And when you taught me
that's
how
the
to
problem right
pull
there.
back from the grind, spend more time with impartation, learning from God, learning the systems of God. Um, I just yesterday I got an email about a deal next year, which is like something that I've been praying for and talking about. That someone
Mhm.
would pay me this amount for just an hour of my time, and it's like
Yeah.
unbelievable. It's like incredible. Like, it didn't even seem possible, and still we started talking about it. And you're like, lock into God's systems. You won't work. You'll work less hours than you ever worked, and you'll have more than you ever had. And it's literally happening in my life right now.
And that's the problem, what you just said earlier. Most people's problem. They work for themselves.
Wow.
So they're responsible for making it happen. That's why the grind. When you work for God, you are in partnership with God and y'all work together. So God can open up doors that no man can close and
Wow.
close doors that no man can open for you. But you have to know how God's system works. That's why we're trying to help people get into God's economy to
Mm.
know what that looks like. It's not a theory,
Yeah.
it's not a hypothesis, it's a real system, structure, and order. And I want to show people how to actually function inside of it.
I love it. We got to wrap our time up. Thank you so much. Can you tell people if they're interested in learning this? You just started this course. It's
Mhm.
extremely, extremely affordable for anybody who wants to do it. If you want to learn this stuff, if you're tired of grinding in a no sleep team, and although you may have bought into it and it felt good, deep down, you're like, if you're always living for vacation or always living for the weekend, you're not living in God's kingdom. That's not how it works, right? You take a Sabbath
Mhm.
because He gave us the Sabbath to rest, not because you're exhausted and you got to go pass out somewhere. You're like, I had Sabbath all week. Like, I get another day because you feel like you had so much time to rest anyway.
Yep.
If somebody's interested, how can they connect and how can they sign up for this class?
Well, they can go to wearegodsimage.com. We are God's image, totally spelled out the way it's said. .com/financial literacy.
Mm.
So I'm not sure if y'all can hear me. It seems like
Yep,
I'm
we got
freezing a
it.
little
Yep,
bit.
we got it. We
But
are
it's
God's image. It's
okay.
okay.
So wearegodsimage.com/financial literacy. And it's every Sunday at, I believe, 7 p.m.
Eastern.
Eastern,
Yep.
4 p.m. Pacific time, which I'm on. And it's literally just $50 a month. And it's my mentorship, is my give back to help people be able to truly understand true financial literacy, to get them out of the actual B system and teach them how to get into God's system. We're not going to teach you how to do stocks and get into bonds in the B system. We're going to teach you how to get into stocks and bonds in God's system. We're going to teach you how to invest into God's system, how to go into God's bank, God's storehouses. We want to really show you how this works. So no matter what man does, when they have a recession, you'll be prosperous and successful.
I love it. Just like Joseph was, that's where we're going to be sitting in that position. And the whole world will be bringing their resources, coming saying, I'll give you whatever I got to get what you have because we need it. And my man, my friend, my brother, my mentor, my so many things. Thank you so much. What you did for me on season 1. I thank you for coming on the show. I was skeptical at first. I was like, what is this dude talking about? We'll tell that story later. I gave you a really hard time. I was like, I don't know this guy, and he ain't saying what I always heard. But then when I started listening and started doing it, my life I started receiving things in my life that I had never received before. Yes. So I finally broke that pattern of insanity, which is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. I started doing something different. And although people thought I was happy and blessed and all that stuff before, they have no idea how different my life is now. I thank you for that. I hope other people sign up. I'll be at class. It's already kicked off just last week, but people, you're not too late. I encourage you to come check out this Heavenly Financial Literacy Program. If you're tired of the grind, but you still believe that God can bless you and prosper you and your family, that's the place you want to be. Check it out. The link is in our description down here. You guys make sure you check it out. And I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Yes,
Thank you so
we'll
much.
be back on it. Have a great rest of the show. Thanks for having me on. I love it. We're going to have a good time. And I love this show. I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Love you, my man. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you later.
All right, everybody, we're going to go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back with my sister, the lovely Danielle Williams, owner of the True Body Company. We'll see you guys in just a second.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the process can be stressful. Why not have an expert help you take the guesswork out? Brianna Lehman, realtor at Keller Williams Legacy Group, treats all of her clients as if they're her only one. She works diligently to ensure that every real estate transaction is stress-free and pleasant. She builds lasting relationships with her clients because her job does not end when the deal does. Contact Brianna today to discuss your buying or selling options at 330-265-9079.
Are you looking to give your vehicle a luxury upgrade? Look no further, we have just the right touch. Flawless Touch Window Tinting has professional technicians who will enhance the appearance of your vehicle through window tinting, auto detailing, or audio installation while maintaining the integrity of your vehicle. To inquire or schedule your appointment, call or text 234-410-6857. Flawless Touch Window Tinting, professional installation with affordable pricing.
Jessica Danielle the Nail Bar is a boutique nail salon that offers custom nail design. Jessica Danielle's nail artists specialize in acrylic nails, manicures, pedicures, facial waxing, eyebrow and facial threading, and permanent makeup. The Nail Bar now offers Jessica Danielle's product line that includes cuticle oil, acrylic powder, top coat, gem gel, glitter, nail art supplies, and so much more. For more information and to book an appointment, go to jessicadaniellenails.com.
All right, everybody, we are back. It's Lucas Live Season 2 finale, and I'm sitting here live in studio with my lovely sister, Danielle Williams.
Yes,
how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. You've been on before. I mean, right?
Yes.
You did a pop-up shop with us last year. Mm-hmm. And you were extra prepared, I gotta say.
Oh yeah. We were so excited. We changed the whole dining room around. We had a whole studio in the dining room. We were super excited for that. Yeah,
it was
incredible.
Sure did. We were like, she really set up for this. And just so you guys know, we're going to be doing some more virtual pop-up shops, some live QVC style stuff we got coming up here soon in the next month or so. So we'll be putting out some information if you guys are interested. You also were on the fish tank. Were you on the fish tank?
I was.
Yeah, you were on the fish tank too.
Oh yeah.
So we've done this. See, I was trying to let you know we do this.
Yeah,
right?
we've been doing this.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big supporter of your products. You may not know this because, see, a lot of times people think these types of products are for women, right? Mm-hmm. And I too think that until I see it, because my wife has it, and then I start putting it on, and I'd be like, I like to be smooth too.
Okay, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I like to be smooth too.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about, first let's talk about your company. What is the name of the company, and why in the world did you start a company when it's much easier just to work, and instead of working and trying to have a business, or trying to have a business and not working, all of that stuff is way harder. Where did the whole idea come from?
Okay, so I am the owner of the True Body Company, and this is an e-commerce business, so it's an online business, right? So originally, and I think maybe Corinne can attest to this, I had this idea of making soap. Maybe like almost 3.5 years ago, before I had my son. And so I went to a store and I bought everything that I needed to.
You had an idea to make soap. See, these are not the types of thoughts I have.
Listen, I had the idea. I text all my friends. I'm like, hey, if I make some soap, would you try it out?
Right.
And they're like, yeah.
Like, sure.
So I had the idea and then did nothing with it. Right? I probably texted Corinne and was like, hey, you want to try my soap out?
I just got in trouble though. Corinne just realized I was using her stuff.
Oh.
Babe, remember how you said my skin was silky smooth? Remember that?
I brought some. Maybe
she got some. We can work it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. And then the shea butter, it's all whipped, so it's better than the other thick stuff we used to work with. I was digging in there, and it's smooth. It's whipped up already. It's delicious. I thought I almost put some on my bread because it smells so good. I was like, is this butter or what? And then remember that day? Right, it is. I was all smooth on the inside too. So anyway, babe, I'm sorry.
So I had the idea, and then I had got pregnant with my son, and I started to break out really bad. I had really bad hormonal acne. Wow. Nothing was working, and I mean, I was like I'm a natural product kind of girl. So on my hair, I eat natural foods, natural things on my skin. Right. So I'm trying all these products. I get chemical burns from some of their products. I mean, I'm trying things and trying to figure what I could use to get rid of this hormonal acne because it's not going anywhere, right? Like, wait a minute. So I tried the raw African black soap, and I tried it in a bar, and I started.
And this is just something you found at a store or something?
At a store. Okay. At a store. At a store.
Okay. You thought it was going to work.
I found some raw black soap, and if you don't know, if you ever have used black soap is not black. It's brown. So I found a raw black soap, and I was using it, and the problem that I seen was that it was just too harsh. It was starting to dry my skin out, but it was helping it too. So I'm like, how can I turn this into something that I can use every day, and that it's more gentle for my skin. I know I'm the only person that deals with sensitive skin, right? So I turned it into a foaming face wash, right? And then
real quick, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to still figure out the formula for like Kool-Aid and stuff. She whipping up soap. Like, I don't even know how to make cake batter. And you decided you're going to take this idea and make soap. And I love what Anthony Rhodman, he said, who was our guest earlier on the show, he said those ideas are heavenly currency. Like,
yes, they are.
God gives us the seed to sow. So he gives us the idea, which is the seed. And then if we plant it in good soil, which is you, and you're willing to follow the plan, you now are able to be a producer of something. Like, that's amazing. Yeah. So you needed something that really worked because you tried their stuff and it wasn't quite right.
It wasn't quite right. And not that it wasn't quite right. I don't want to say that it wasn't quite right.
You don't want to talk. What was the name of the company? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
It was jacked up. No,
I don't want to say it wasn't quite right, but I do want to say that African black soap in general is a little more harsh on your skin. And that is universal, really, when it comes to the black soap. So, there's been liquid soap and there's foaming soap. So foaming soap has just kind of hit the market when it came, not foaming soap, but African black foaming soap has hit the market, especially when we started to create and say that we wanted to make a business. We had a few bar soaps were obviously on the agenda of what we wanted to do. Right. But the black soap was something we had seen like circling around the market and that we knew personally worked. Right. And so diluting it into this foaming face wash allows me to be able to use it morning and at nighttime and see the results almost instantaneously. I mean,
really?
It took me a few months to clear the skin up, but to maintain it and when I do break out sometimes now, they're usually gone within a week. Wow. And I don't want to I will give a lot of credit to the black soap, but I also with my brand I am a skincare brand, but I also see myself as a lifestyle brand. And I say that to say, using the soap regularly is amazing.
It's very helpful.
It's great.
But it's not an end-all, be-all. You can't just live any kind of way. Right? It's not a magic pill.
No.
Okay, that's important. I like that.
So, like I said, I'm vegetarian, but that doesn't mean I'm the most healthy person, right? Okay. So eating healthy.
You're a vegetarian, but not necessarily all the way healthy. People don't even think that's possible.
Hype myself up
okay, because Oreos is still okay in the vegetarian diet, but it may not be okay. Okay, Oreos is not. It's no meat in the Oreo, but it's not exactly good for you. Okay, right.
But it's also helpful to make sure that you do have a healthy diet. You are, living I don't want to say not
You say it.
Stress-free
Speak the truth out here.
life. I mean,
you gotta let some of that stress go. You can't be grinding all the time. You can't be stressed out
really does
because it's gonna cause your skin.
that not even acne, just the way it looks. If it's dull, if it's not as bright, if it's not glowing, it's all because of your lifestyle, right? The things that you take in reflect in your skin.
Absolutely. Shout out to Adrian Shavers. I saw her on here.
Oh, look at my friend.
She said she is a fan of your product. She said she's going to have to order that.
I love her.
She is amazing.
I love her. I went to her husband, her late husband.
Yeah. Pastor Shavers. Yes.
Married my parents. I grew up in that church.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Deliverance? Yes.
Well, I did a play there once when I was little.
I did. Everybody did.
Everybody did, man. They changed the community.
Those two are amazing, and they are definitely one of two people that are staples in my life. You know? So I really love them. One out to them.
Yeah, shout out to your. She says go to see Kim. Shout out to the lovely Miss Kim Wendling.
Oh, my sis. Yep.
That's one of my kids. You know.
Yeah, I know.
You're my sister, but she's my kid. It's weird, right?
Yep,
she went to the daycare.
Yep.
And
she loves you just as much.
I love her too. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and she's talking about the eczema. So I have body cream too.
Okay.
Is
that the shea? That's not the shea butter. That's different.
This is the original shea butter and coconut oil.
So is that the same as the whipped shea butter that I was using upstairs? Okay, good. I'm just checking. I'm like, is that something else?
So I do have a lavender one that I didn't bring today, but I do have a lavender one. Now with that one, so this was made with shea butter and coconut oil. The lavender one is made with shea butter and coconut oil, but we also infused it with olive oil. But we also infused the olive oil with the lavender. So we just didn't. Yeah, we didn't just drip some,
you just
lavender.
Drop a little bit in there and say you had lavender. You really made it legit.
We actually, infused our olive oil with lavender. So I can definitely say I love this one.
That's amazing.
But lavender is my favorite. And when I started to create this, I broke out really bad with eczema on my hands. And my dad dealt it too, and my sister does severely as well. So I didn't know what to do. I hadn't experienced it on my hands as bad as I did. So I'm in the kitchen in my bathroom doing what I do, formulating, putting things together, trying to figure out a way and researching. Because I don't just
throw stuff together.
It's a lot of research. I read a lot.
Right.
And I do look into our culture and what we use before. Sure. That's where
more natural products. And here's a fascinating part is there was most of history. It was not filled with things that were made in a laboratory, right? The whole world was using what they had. They were using the natural resources for everything. And then we got so sophisticated and so caught up on the money that people started saying, let's just add these additives are cheap. Let's make up some stuff and throw it in there, and not thinking about all the things that it could cause. And then in the United States, we have like the FDA and all these things. Yeah. They don't regulate stuff like the rest of the world. The rest of the world be like, we would never let people use that stuff, eat that stuff, put that stuff on their skin. Exactly. Here, they be like, pass it through. It's cool.
I always say everything that we need, we have. Like
God gave it to us.
God gave it to us.
He knew what we need. He put it out there. He was like, here you go.
And it's like these things that are formulating and coming up. It's like, do we think that God didn't know that these things would occur? And
right.
He wouldn't have it
a solution already for everything?
Because it's out there.
I'm leaving. That's the end of it. I got to go. That was just literally everything. Sickness, our bodies on the inside and outside. God knew these are the things that you're going to need. Here's all the resources. He put it together and put it out there for all of us. Our healing should be, our food should be our medicine. I know Adrian Shaver, shout out to her again on that. But we miss that a lot of times. Shout out to our sister as well, Tiffany, the lovely Tiffany Williams. Shout out to her. We see you here, Miss Tiffany. She is here. She cheers you on too.
She does. My family. Shout out to my family and my friends.
Miss Monique Moore.
They really do. I really have a great support system when it comes to like promotion and just being there and even buying their product. You would think that they're just promoting, no, they're buying them. My sister, when she runs out, she's at my house. Wow. She will come into all of my products and I need this, and that, and I'll get a cash out later. I'm like,
they haven't just gave it to you. Right. I love it though.
Place an order, but no.
Right.
No, I love it. They all will. They all support, and I love it. Yes.
And shout out to your mom, Miss Lori Robb, as well. Shout out to her.
Yes, she loves it too. She has a skin condition called psoriasis, and a lady I work with also had that as well. And I honestly would have recommended my cream to them, but they were using the scrub right here. This is our new morning shower scrub.
Check that out.
And they were using this, and I was so amazed at the results they got from it. And I'm like, why didn't you guys take pictures? It was great, but
these are things people are going to the pharmacist and trying to get some expensive medication for, and you have it
medication for it, and in the long run, that's gonna hurt you.
Yes.
More than it's going to help.
Absolutely.
You, right.
Yep. That's incredible. That is incredible.
Yes.
Everybody, real quick, before, and we're going to talk a little bit more, but I want you guys to know how you guys can purchase these products. I don't want you guys just to hear about it and be like, oh, that sounds nice. I have sensitive skin. I could use something like that. My child does. There's a lot of kids out there.
Yes.
We worked in childcare together as
we
well.
Did.
Didn't we? We took care of them kids, didn't we?
We did.
Look, you would like me.
Us.
You would like me, though. It was so funny because when I worked in the classroom, I had the pleasure of hiring you.
Yes,
and you were just amazing. And
it's so funny how things kind of just went in first full circle. Someone was like in my office one day on Corinne's website. I was like, "Is that Danielle? I'm modeling for your wife. I'm working with you." And I'm like,
we didn't even know, like, these pieces were coming together.
Yes, and here we are, brothers.
Here we are. It was meant to be.
Yes,
and that's what I always think about our tie. Like, our tie was so meant to be because, yes, my wife, Corinne, was making clothes at the time and had a fashion business, and she had hired this lovely young lady to model for her, who I didn't. Well, we ended up talking about you, and we realized we were talking about the same person. I'm like, and I got this great girl that works at the daycare. And I even think I mentioned to her, like, maybe she's somebody you want to talk to about and she was already in touch with you.
Already doing it.
It was amazing.
Yes.
And when you worked with the kids, I worked with school agers before, and you were working with the school agers. I was a tough teacher. Mm-hmm. Like, you could hear me down the hall. I'd be like, y'all gonna sit down. Y'all ain't running me. I run this room. And I could hear you down the hall, this small young lady down there, like, y'all gonna sit down.
No,
we're not playing. You're not
playing.
You're not running me.
I'm the same size as you guys.
Right,
you can't
you're not
run me. It's like, we can't do that. I gotta set some boundaries here.
You were so good. I loved it. Like, that's what we needed.
Yes, that was my first job in a daycare setting.
Wow.
And I had just went to Toledo for a year, so I went to Akron to finish my degree.
Right.
And it was so amazing there. It was so amazing.
You were phenomenal.
I still, I coached some of those kids.
Is that right now? Yeah.
I coached some of those girls at middle school at Lehman. Yes.
That's awesome.
So amazing. Yes.
That's awesome. Those modeling days were fun.
The modeling days were so fun.
That was so cool. Kim said Mr. Lucas didn't play. I was not
he didn't
playing. All right, I was not. I loved y'all. And I told them every day, like, I love you guys. I want you guys to know I love you. I'm doing this because I love you. But I was not even about to play. Like, y'all gonna sit
so true,
down.
Though. That is so true.
And I love
Kim.
Kim.
So stern. I don't know whenever you were there, but I know when I was there and I came into the room. You interact with the kids, it was never from a place of just straight, I'm just disciplining you and you shouldn't have done this. It was really from a place of love. And I think those kids came to the church and listened to you. They did,
right?
Those very kids. Yeah.
And now to have opportunities to help these young people now, even with all the things that we're learning. You and I had a great chat at Panera Bread one day. Hours went by. We went to Panera one day and caught up and talked about all the things we've learned really about even who God is. And as we continue to explore our own spiritual journey and say, who is God? He is out there. He did put the seeds in the earth. He is more than maybe in these boxes that we've put him in. And if we don't seek him, and he's in us, and the power that we have is phenomenal. And to produce a company in the midst of so many things going on, we just went through a pandemic and things like that. How have you continued to grow your business? And I do want to talk about you really becoming the face of your company.
From who?
Who
pushed me?
I don't know.
So hard off the edge.
Who kept saying it? Like,
Lucas would really would text me, call me, and just let me know that I needed to be the face of the brand. I wasn't ready for it yet. I just
which was good. You had to take your time.
I had to just step into it at the right timing, and I think I did. I think I executed that.
You did.
Well. Thank you.
Amanda talks about it all the time.
I know.
She's like, Danielle is doing the way she's doing it.
It's literally a learning process all the time. Like, I wasn't really a big social media person. I wasn't really on social media so active, and so I was really trying to get my feet wet a little bit. Like, okay, how do we, how do I go into this? But I follow so many people on Instagram, Facebook. I join groups now. And so I'm just like watching what everyone is doing and staying up with the trends and then hopping on them. Whether if I look crazy, silly, goofy, I don't care. I'm hopping on it because I'm getting the attention. I'm attracting people to what I want them to see,
know.
which is my brand, which is my business.
Yeah.
And so I'm just learning the ropes and learning my way around social media and the algorithm and all that good stuff.
I love it.
And
without fear. And that's the key.
Without fear.
It's not to look at it like it's the end all be all. If I don't do it, my business is up.
I'm
No,
try something else.
I'm going to learn new things. I'm going to try things. I'm going to go about it with no fear and know that I'm going to do things the right way. And God is going to work it out. He's going to make it go. And your business is going. I see sometimes you sell out of stuff.
I do.
Like that's a good problem.
I do.
Like that's a good problem. We need to talk about other products. Oh, yeah. Our producer just said other products. So there's other products other than what we're looking at here. Yes. You have shirts. You have some other things. Talk to us about that.
Yes. So I dropped. Oh, I love that. I dropped my Stay True collection. And what that's really about. I have T-shirts and cups and
hoodies and
what is that? Laptop cases, cell phone cases, all kinds of things. I'm like, drew a blank. All kinds of things. And I started this because I just kind of like went into like a new journey of my life. Yeah. And it was really just accepting myself more and just being who I was unapologetically without caring what anyone thought. Like I just
we all got to go through that. We got to get over public opinion. We got to get over it.
We really do. Yes. And as I just turned 27 on the 20th.
That's awesome.
And so,
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I'm just, as a woman, as a Black woman, I'm just finding my way.
Yeah.
And this brand, my Stay True collection, really just highlights my values and my beliefs and the things that I want to project onto other women, other people.
Yeah.
Just to really stand in their truth unapologetically and don't care what others think about it or what their judgments are on it, because what's for you will always be for you.
Yes.
And what's for someone else is for them.
And it's plenty.
So you can't go projecting your beliefs and what you think is right onto people when that might not be their path.
Right.
So I think the world has a way of deterring people from
taking their own journey.
Yes, taking their own journey. So I really just wanted to create a brand to say, be you, do you, no matter what. Stay true to yourself.
And with that was phenomenal. Danielle, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
It's always an honor. Shout out to my cousin Christina. She's on here.
Any word on lip balm? Oh my goodness.
Oh
my gosh. So we have so much that we are going to be dropping. We have lip balms, body oils. We have deodorants on the way. We have shampoos on the way. So much stuff coming behind closed doors in our personal lives. It's really hectic over here.
Okay, right. Y'all doing a lot.
We're just trying.
And you say we, you're talking about who?
Me and Dwayne, my boyfriend.
Shout out to DJ. Great
that is my business partner.
That's beautiful.
That is my business partner.
And that is God's model for a couple is to partner together. Now, that doesn't mean he has to be doing everything or you have to be doing everything. But at the end of the day, you guys are mentally aligned on going forward together, being thought partners, thinking it through, working together. That's beautiful.
Bouncing ideas off of each other. And we make jokes all the time. Because right now with the social media algorithm, you want to know what hashtags are working, what's trending, what music. Right. And I'm like, that hashtag got us like 2 likes. We didn't do much of that. So it's really fun to just kind of he sends stuff all day. We just go back and forth on ideas and new things. And it's a really great time. He's a really great partner as well too.
I love it.
Business, fatherhood, personal.
He's that guy.
He's great. He's great.
I love it. Shout out to
him.
Shout out to DJ. Shout out to you. Thank you for taking care of my sister. I appreciate you, my man. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And yes, Nisha, Ohio is filled with awesome people. Yes, Ant is from Ohio as well. And so all these awesome people are here in Ohio or from Ohio. Nisha, I think you probably from Ohio too. You awesome too. So, deep down, you got some roots here. Again, thank you so much. This is the finale of season 2.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. And I wanted to say too, I was thinking about it earlier. I've known you since 2013 now. And I've really seen you go from one thing to the next thing, but still staying in your purpose. And I think right now, what you're doing is really unfolding what your purpose is. And I'm really seeing you walk in it. And it's amazing.
Thank you so much.
It's amazing to be a part of, and I can't wait to see where we go.
We go in places. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's been an honor and a pleasure being here with you guys. We're going to come back right after this quick commercial break. We're going to land this plane for season 2. Thank you guys so much. We're not going to be gone for long, though. Don't worry. Season 3 is not 6 months down the road. We're going to be back with news in just a couple weeks with Lucas Live News, and we're going to be back with some fun things we'll talk about a little bit right after we come back from this break. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. We'll see you guys in just a second.
Are you having a hard time finding the time to clean your car? Or how about the furniture that hasn't been cleaned since you bought it? Pristine Steam Wash of Canton, Ohio offers mobile steam cleaning services such as auto detailing, furniture and upholstery, area rugs, restaurant kitchens, and general steam cleaning services. For more information and to schedule your appointment, go to www.pristinesteamwash.com or call or text 330-704-6867. Pristine Steam Wash. They don't just clean, they clean with benefits.
The sun is out and it's the perfect time to start preparing your lawn. Spending time outside with family is a must this year, so that means more upkeep for your yard. Let LNG's Landscaping take care of or renovate your lawn. While they specialize in larger lawn care, you can see a full description of services by visiting their Facebook page at LNG's Landscaping or message them to book an appointment or to get a free estimate. Don't wait. Book with LNG's Landscaping today.
All right, everybody. We want to thank you guys again for being here with us. If you guys missed any part of today's show, go back and watch the full show. Hit those hearts, hit those likes, comment. If you're watching by replay, thank you guys so much. Go back and watch the other episodes from season 2 or season 1. We had awesome guests. We've also introduced the news and special events and red carpets and other great things that we're going to do some more of. So stay tuned. You guys will see us doing more of those. We're going to be doing some virtual pop-up shops here soon, which is going to be really fun and really exciting. So we're really, really excited about that as well. And season 3, we're going to be bringing some games to you. Season 3 of Lucas Live is going to be some fun and games. We're going to play some family games together. We're going to play some game shows and have some guests on to participate in the game shows. We're launching a new website, which you guys are going to have an opportunity to be a part of. And it's going to be so interactive. You're going to be able to shop while you're watching the show. You're going to be able to interact and send things to Twitter and Facebook and do so many other things. You're going to be able to earn points for watching the show and engaging in the different things that are going on. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait to show you guys what we're working on right now. So you guys stay tuned. Again, you guys, we're here to educate, motivate, and liberate, right? We're here to teach you something you haven't known before. You never knew before, right? We're here to motivate you to do something with it because so many people know stuff and they're not doing stuff. They're really smart people sitting on the couch, not doing anything with the seeds God has given them. So we're here to motivate you to take the seeds, to till the ground, to break it up so that those seeds can be planted and something great can grow. And we're here to liberate you, to give you the opportunity to be free, to run, to fly, to be all that God created you to be without fear. I started this show just by pushing go live shortly after my mom passed. I was dealing with a lot of pain, dealing with a lot in my own life, but I knew I had to go live by going live. God said, go live, go live, overcome your fears. Don't worry about what everybody thinks. Don't worry about how many views you get. Just go show the world the person I created in you. Go live, go live. And I've been doing it ever since. It's been a joy and a pleasure. I want to thank my lovely wife, Kareen, the Queen, Kareen Marie Tyndale, for all her love and support and always being here for me, always being here with me, always supporting everything I do. I don't even know how she keeps up, and she does her own things. She writes books and making movies and short films and the writer's table. She has a group of writers she's working with. She's doing phenomenal things. Stay tuned. There's more to come there. And shout out to my producer, Amanda Jean Dukes. Thank you for all your support and everything we're doing and in the news show and everything going on. Shout out to Dr. Rhodman, who was on earlier, and his lovely wife, Jay Rhodman, and all the love and support that they provided, and all my family and friends, my cousin Christina, my family, my friends, Danielle, everybody out there who's loved and supported this show and this movement and all that we've done. There's more to come. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. It's been my pleasure to be here with you. Stay tuned. We're going to put up some best of, and we'll put out some clips of some other shows. Thank you to all of our former guests. Thank you to everybody out there. We'll see you guys on season 3 of Lucas Live.